In the quiet of the night, where shadows fall, I'm searching for a trace, a memory to recall the echoes of your voice.
The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air, mingling with the soft hum of conversations and the occasional clinking of cups. It was a place where time seemed to slow down, allowing moments to stretch and memories to be etched deeply into the hearts of those who visited. Laughter echoed through the small cafe, a symphony of joy that painted the walls with warmth and happiness. It was a laughter that came from the heart, unrestrained and pure, filling the space with an infectious energy.
We were young and in love, Sophie. Every moment felt like a beautiful dream, a dream we never wanted to wake up from. The world outside seemed distant and unimportant compared to the universe we created within these walls.
Daniel and Sophie sat by the window, their hands intertwined on the table, a silent promise of togetherness. The sunlight streamed through the glass, casting a golden glow on their faces, highlighting the love and affection in their eyes. The cafe was their special place, a sanctuary where they could escape the chaos of the world and just be themselves. It was here that they shared their dreams, whispered their secrets, and built a foundation of trust and love.
Remember how you used to tell me those stories, Daniel? Each one was like a little adventure, filled with magic and wonder. They always made me laugh, no matter how many times I heard them. They always made me laugh. Your stories were like a window into your soul, revealing the depth of your imagination and the kindness of your heart.
Daniel, with his charming smile, would tell Sophie stories that made her laugh. His eyes would sparkle with mischief and love, and Sophie would be captivated, hanging on to every word. Sophie, with her bright eyes, would listen with rapt attention, her heart swelling with love and admiration for the man who could make her feel so special and cherished.
We shared dreams and secrets over steaming cups of coffee. Life felt perfect. Every sip was a promise of a future filled with love and happiness. We talked about our hopes, our fears, and everything in between. It was in those moments that we truly understood each other.
They thought that the world outside could never touch the bubble of happiness they had created. They believed that their love was strong enough to withstand any storm, any challenge that life might throw their way. They thought they would be together forever. In that cozy corner cafe, surrounded by the aroma of coffee and the sound of laughter, they made a silent vow to each other. A vow that no matter where life took them, they would always find their way back to this special place, to each other. Years passed. Seasons changed, one after another, painting the world in different hues. The vibrant greens of spring gave way to the golden warmth of summer, which then transformed into the fiery reds and oranges of autumn. And finally, the cold, stark whites of winter. Time, relentless and unyielding, continued its march forward. The cafe remained the same, a constant in a world of change. Its familiar wooden tables and cozy chairs stood as silent witnesses to the passage of time. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the soft murmur of conversations created a timeless atmosphere. But life had moved on. People came and went, their lives intertwining briefly before diverging once more. Faces changed, new stories began, and old ones faded into memories.
I can't believe how much time has gone by. It feels like just yesterday we were here together, laughing and dreaming about the future.
Daniel sat alone at the same window table, the one where they had shared countless moments. The view outside had changed, but the table remained a steadfast reminder of the past. A bittersweet ache in his heart, he couldn't help but feel the weight of the years. Nostalgia wrapped around him like a warm, yet heavy blanket. He was older now, his hair streaked with gray, each strand a testament to the passage of time and the experiences that had shaped him.
I wonder where life has taken you, Sophie. Do you ever think about those days? Do you remember the dreams we shared?
He picked up his coffee, the warmth of the cup a small comfort in his hands. The familiar aroma bringing back a flood of memories. Each sip was a journey back in time, to moments filled with laughter, love, and dreams. He could almost hear Sophie's laughter, a sound that had once filled his heart with joy. It echoed in his mind, a sweet reminder of what once was.
I loved you deeply, Sophie, more than words could ever express. Our time together was the happiest of my life. Our separation was so painful. It felt like a part of me was torn away, leaving a void that has never truly healed.
He closed his eyes, allowing himself to be enveloped by the memories, each one a precious fragment of a time long gone. Letting the memories wash over him, he felt a mix of sorrow and gratitude. Sorrow for what was lost, but gratitude for having experienced such profound love and connection. As Daniel stepped out of the cafe, he saw her, Sophie, standing on the sidewalk, her hair longer, her eyes still holding the same sparkle.
Sophie?
Time seemed to stop. His heart pounded in his chest. Could it really be her?
Daniel?
Sophie turned, her eyes widening in recognition.
Daniel, it's really you.
In that instant, the years melted away. It was like no time had passed at all. They found themselves back at their table, 2 coffees steaming between them. The years had brought changes, but the warmth in their eyes remained the same.
So tell me everything, Sophie. How's your career, your travels?
They talked for hours, catching up on their lives, sharing stories.
My career has been successful and I've traveled around the world. But what about you, Daniel?
I've led a quiet life here in our small town.
With each shared story, the connection between them grew stronger. It felt like coming home. They decided to take a walk along the river, a familiar path from their youth. The sun cast a golden glow on the water, just like it used to.
They fell into step beside each other, their conversation easy and comfortable.
Do you remember that time we got caught in the rain?
We were soaked to the bone.
They shared a smile, the memory bringing back a rush of youthful joy. As the sun began to set, they found themselves sitting on a bench overlooking the river. A comfortable silence settled between them.
Sophie, I never stopped thinking about you.
Sophie turned to him, her eyes filled with understanding.
I know, I thought about you too.
They sat in silence for a moment, the weight of their unspoken feelings hanging in the air. They had been given a second chance, and neither of them wanted to waste it. Daniel reached for Sophie's hand, feeling the warmth of her skin against his. It was a simple gesture, yet it carried so much meaning. His fingers gently intertwining with hers. It felt right, familiar. It was as if their hands were made to fit together, like 2 pieces of a puzzle finally finding their place. Like coming home after a long journey. The kind of journey that changes you, makes you see the world differently. They had both been on such journeys, separately and together. Sophie's hand squeezed his gently, a small but powerful gesture. It was her way of saying, "I'm here, I'm with you." A silent affirmation of the feelings they both shared. No words were needed to express the depth of their connection. It was something that had been built over time, through shared experiences and mutual understanding. They didn't need words in that moment. The silence spoke volumes, filled with unspoken promises and dreams yet to be realized. Their eyes said it all. In those moments of quiet reflection, they communicated more than words ever could. They saw each other's hopes, fears, and the love that had endured through it all. They knew there would be challenges ahead. They had both changed, grown, and experienced life's ups and downs. Each challenge had left its mark, but it had also made them stronger and experienced life's ups and downs. They had weathered storms and celebrated victories, each moment adding another layer to their story. But as they sat there, hand in hand, they felt a sense of hope. A hope that despite the uncertainties, they could face whatever came their way, together. They felt a sense of hope, a belief that the future held promise, that their love could withstand the test of time. A belief that maybe, just maybe, some loves are meant to be rekindled. That even after all the trials and tribulations, love could find its way back, stronger and more resilient than before. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were willing to try. Because in the end, love was worth it. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Daniel and Sophie walked back towards the town square, their steps lighter now. They had found their way back to each other, and it felt like a new beginning, a chance to rewrite their love story. Daniel stopped beneath the streetlight and turned to Sophie. He gently cupped her face in his hands, his thumbs stroking her cheeks.
This feels right.
Sophie leaned into his touch, her eyes shining with unshed tears. Daniel smiled, his heart overflowing with love for the woman standing before him.
It does.
He leaned in and kissed her, a soft, tender kiss that spoke volumes. It was a kiss that said, "Welcome home." As they pulled away, they knew that their journey was just beginning, but they were ready to face it together, hand in hand. Their love story, once lost, had been found again, and this time they were determined to make it last.